What is up, my KSP gamers? Today, we're back, and you guessed it, KSP. Today, as was the plan, in the last episode, I want to send a satellite into space. We need one more, one more science thing. It's called miniaturization. That's what we need to do. So we're going to launch our Eagle 3 again. This time, we're going to try to get higher up. Not orbit, we're just going to try to get as high up as possible. I also have this mod called MechJeb. It makes everything go... You can use autopilot in it. Oh, that was loud. So with a mod that I got called the Space Shuttle, like the Space Shuttle mod I got, the exhausts on a lot of the rocket engines is different. I wouldn't say it's better, but it's different. Now obviously with this launch we're still, even though we're going straight up and not really getting into an orbit, we are still trying to aim downrange so we don't burn up. This is pretty much as high as you can possibly go now. And that's the end of that stage. That almost actually burned up my command pod. It's a good thing it didn't. We're just trying to get reports from higher up in the atmosphere. See, I mean, that exhaust is okay. Wow, that was not the zoom in I tried to get. That exhaust is okay, but it's not great. Push it downrange. Oh, I forgot how easy this thing is to flip over. I'm used to flying big rockets in my other save. We want to try and land somewhere over there. So yeah, we totally recorded a Journey to Pirate Legends video today. And OBS sometimes does this weird thing where it will totally, like, just completely cancel out, like, my desktop audio just ends up being, like, it makes me sound like a robot, and that is not fun. So, yeah, we decided not to, I've decided not to. I will, in the next video, which, I mean, I'm trying, in the next video I record, yeah, there's gonna be, I will add a clip just to show you guys how bad it would be. It's borderline unwatchable. Oh, that's good science. Now the problem is, now we're going to need to do a slight apogee kick to keep us from going that high. We would totally burn up and die. It's very round. See, just all I did was come up a little bit higher, and I'm getting better science. So, there's another word of advice from me. If you need more science, just go higher. We're going to be going pretty fast whenever we hit the atmosphere. We will probably pass out from G-forces being too high. Hopefully, these don't burn up, because if those burn up, I kind of lose all my science. Oh yeah, they're gonna burn up. I'm just gonna try to move this around as much as possible to keep anything on top from burning up. This is what 100% re-entry heating does to you, kids. As said, he just experienced almost 15 Gs, but I managed to save all of our science. So, log pressure data, log temperature data. That gives us a little bit of science, and there we go. Now we have enough to not only launch a satellite, but launch a satellite on my high orbital class slash moon flyby class rocket. And there we go. That was almost bad. I almost lost these, so we're gonna have to add a service bay to the bottom of this to keep these from burning up in our next missions. There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like flying that. It's like the Eagle 3 is super stupid hard to fly when, like, because of how fast it's going. So yeah. Miniaturization. So now we have this decoupler, which I need to use for that. And if I'm being honest, I'd like those reaction wheels too. So we're gonna build a satellite here. We're gonna build my rocket, and we're going to build an airplane. So those are our 3 goals for this video today. And there we have it, the Eagle 4 rocket. This rocket doesn't look like much. It definitely probably looks weird to you guys the way it's leaned over, which is a strategy with the launch that I will never do with another rocket in this series probably. This was my first really good rocket. And at the time, it was the smallest rocket I could get into orbit whenever I built it. This thing can do flybys of the moon, and it's a pretty good rocket, not gonna lie. And it's also the first rocket I ever put a fairing on, because that's how I figured out how to use fairings. And for those of you who are thinking, oh, I cheated to get my fairings, yeah, I did. Sue me. No, actually, what I did was I ran 2 more missions with this rocket before, like off camera, the Eagle 4 without the fairing, took it to the moon, did a flyby. This isn't canon, this didn't happen at all, and got exactly 100 science. I know how suspicious that looks, but you just gotta trust me, okay? It's legit. I was really bad at this game at one point. There's a service bay with the science that we're going to be doing in it, and this rocket will be a Valentina rocket. First things first, we gotta get rid of these parachutes when we do the satellite. Because, well, I actually have not saved yet. I should probably save. Best thing to do, by the way, because they did something with the fairings this update. This is only for PC people. They did something with the fairings for this update, so a lot of things just get completely blanked out. So, alright, now we got the rocket back to where it probably should be. I now get what we got in this miniaturization pack is a stack separator. Tiny little boy that can sit on top of there. Stack separators basically just come off from the rings, and obviously those drogue chutes aren't going to be enough to stop the rocket from crashing into the ground, so we're going to use one of these on the side. Crap. We're going to use one of these right here. Probodobodine Staputnik, or whatever you're supposed to call it. I don't know how to pronounce the name, not gonna lie. And for our comms devices, we're just gonna use these boys. What I want to do is I'm gonna use the rotate tool to actually make it look a lot more like the Sputnik the Sputnik satellite, the first satellite to ever orbit. Let's just see how it looks with it extended. That is Sputnik right there, boys. Alright, then we just add the fairing on so nothing gets destroyed during flight. And I wonder if I can actually tie these to an action group. Nope, I cannot. Not right now. So each one of those is going to have to be individually open. But here we have the Eagle 4 rocket, the most reliable orbital rocket I've ever built. And we're just gonna throw Valentina in it and hope she doesn't die, I guess.
Okay, so remember
Alright.
Wahi EVA? He's not Wahi with Zero Larson Field.
And we're gonna throttle up the engines and release the rocket. But basically this thing is already in a slight tilt, so the gravity turn won't need to be near. We don't have to put any effort into honestly, there's no scientific reason to leave the rocket over like that. It just looks cooler. But these side boosters, they're gonna burn out. And the reason I use liquid fuel boosters is because they're way more controllable. Back then, whenever I built this rocket, I went through a lot more human-made errors, and sometimes I would have to shut down the rocket and abort, and I couldn't do that because I had solid rocket boosters that would just absolutely tear my rocket apart if I released them while they were running. Now we're just gonna pitch over. We're gonna get to about 90 kilometers before down here in the Apoapsis, and then we're gonna shut it off. We're gonna shut down the engines, and we're gonna wait for it to do an apogee kick. As previously stated, this thing can actually reach the moon. Ooh, I went way higher than I meant to. Whatever. I was just gonna let this stage coast into space. And actually, I'm gonna move the fairing deploy right down here so that once we get into space, we can just deploy the fairing, and that'll be it. I forgot to set clamshell deploy on, so it's not near as cool looking. I forgot to put solar panels on. Oh, looks like we are getting a Sputnik replica. So Sputnik only lasted a few hours, which is exactly what this rocket's gonna do. It's only gonna last a little bit before it's. Okay, I'm gonna start burning lightly here, and then full throttle it about here for our apogee kick. At least a small apogee kick of this stage. That will be our main candidate for reusability once I have probe cores. This rocket. Because that stage there, it might not be that valuable. We might have ditched these side boosters that were only worth a little bit more, a little bit less, but still, reusing is just something cool to do for me. And the way I do it is obviously the parachutes, because I'm not good enough at the game to propulsively land much. But actually earlier I made a Duna lander on my other save, and it had enough fuel using the skipper engine, by the way. I would recommend the skipper engine. I used the skipper engine, took off, was able to rendezvous with my main craft, and propulsively land the lander again. So, kind of a waste of money, waste of Kerbal dollars, but it was cool, and I severely over-engineered it. I'm gonna warp back to Apoapsis real quick. We have gotten into orbit again. That's awesome. And eventually, once you're good enough at the game, not to sound, like a butthole or anything, but when you're good enough at the game, orbit just feels like the way I see this game is it's just a game of ever expanding circles. You get into orbit, good, make your circle bigger and go to the moon. Oh, you've been to the moon? Alright, make your circle bigger and go to Minimus. Maybe turn it over, tilt it a little bit. Oh, you made it to Minimus? Hey, make your circle bigger and go to Duna. And it just keeps getting bigger. The whole scope of things just keeps getting bigger, and it's fun, it's cool, I love it. So now, I'm going to set this prograde, because I cannot go prograde. Okay, my reaction wheels are dead. Alright, well, So my reaction wheels are completely dead because I forgot I need to run my alternator and forgot to put solar panels on. So that means that this thing is completely depleted. So basically I'm getting no data from this if I release it. It's kind of sad, but I'm doing it anyway. Holy crap, that thing went quick. So now, just because I'm a noob and forgot to put good stuff on it, maybe a report, keep it. I'm gonna grab that and get back in. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, dang. Whatever. Physics warp doesn't work in space, so... And I'm not getting a mod because I won't be able to do stupid crap like that. So now I guess we're just at the will of the, of the atmosphere now. Whatever the atmosphere wants us to do, we're just gonna do because we're screwed if we don't. Now, I would have totally gone to the moon and I would have been able to put solar panels on it. But we did not have reaction wheel control, and without reaction wheels and without RCS, I'm kind of useless. So. And there goes our parachute. This parachute deploys a lot like the Gemini parachutes did. Now we're going to land in the ocean, and we're actually going to do the rest of our experiments in the ocean, as long as we don't get broken. And that should give us a new biome on Kerbal, which should give us a lot more science. Or at least a little bit more science. Let's do it, boys. Why are these... Oh, no! Hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go probably eat lunch. I'll see y'all in the next one. Smash a like, subscribe, comment, and watch for Journey to Pirate Legends, because we got a new one coming out soon. I'll see you, boys. Peace. Subscribe.